mostly the lighter cars, but a lot of swaps done where they swap in the AOD, the 1990s period, late 80s, early 90s period of Ford transmission that's got a throttle control cable, no computer, so it's pretty easy to swap into the car. If you're spending less money on that swap than a gear vendor's, a lot of people tend to think, well, that seems to be the better bargain. I got a rebuilt tranny I got from whatever source it was, and it's got a warranty. However, that warranty is probably going to require you to go right back to that same spot you bought it or crate it up and send it to them. They feel like they're getting everything that they'd be getting with the gear vendors, and it couldn't be more wrong. I mean, the gear vendors is designed to work with the C4 or the C6 or the Ford top loader or the Super T10 manuals that were available in the Ford cars and Shelbys and all that. It's designed to be the best overdrive possible behind the best era of Ford transmissions, when Ford's only concern was performance, quarter-mile performance, and reliability. That transmissions never broke down, so they could be those known for those reliable products. The later model transmissions have a whole bunch of different things that they had to go for, mainly corporate average fuel economy. Everything after 1981, which is when the AODs for our 70s and those kind of things first came out, is all about how do we get every tenth of a mile per gallon. After 1981, because there was heavy penalties to Ford, GM, and Dodge if they didn't have corporate fuel economy that met the minimum numbers by EPA. So they were concerned with tenths of a mile per gallon, which a gear vendor's customer who owns a 68 Mustang is not concerned with tenths. He's concerned with getting, 5 miles per gallon better, or 15 miles per gallon better, whatever it might be. But he's not concerned with a tenth, not the difference between, say, a 25 to 30% improvement a gear vendors would give you and a 26 to 31% improvement that he might get by having the RPM even lower. One of the risks, of course, going lower is, with a carbureted motor, that doesn't always work well. A gear vendors comes with a full 2-year unlimited mileage warranty that's unlimited in abuse. You're going to do the drag strip, you're covered by warranty. It's an exchange program, whereas if something ever goes wrong with the gear vendors, we actually send you the exchange overdrive so that you could replace your overdrive. And it's never going to happen. I mean, we've been in this business for 30 years and we're known for outliving the car and the customer. That's why you'll see gear vendors sold on sites like eBay, and typically they're going for $1,500 to $2,000 even though they're 20 years old, because they're known for their bulletproof reliability. Well, that's the same thing about your Ford C6 or your Ford C4 or your Ford top loader or Super T10. Even if you think you're going to get a swap tranny because it's cheaper than doing the gear vendors, please keep those transmissions in your garage, because what you're going to find is that if you're a driver, if you're a person who enjoys performance, I mean, you're going to love overdrive no matter what overdrive you put in your vehicle. But if you're a driver, you're going to notice that when you take off in that corporate average fuel economy designed transmission, the AOD or the 4R70, that takes off in a really low first gear and then dumps you into these tall ratios. Boom, boom, boom. So you take off in like a granny low and then you're jumping into second, right when the motor seems to be coming on pipe, and dump, and kills the RPM, and then dumping into third. And that's the way the transmission was designed, to get those best tenths that it could. Whereas when you're a driver, you really appreciate that the C6 shifted more intuitively, that shifted and left you in the power band. When you were on the throttle, it waited to shift. It used the vacuum modulator and the governor on the output shaft to adjust that shift position, and did a marvelous job at it. And not only do you have overdrive with the gear vendors, but then you also have the ability to split the ratios of that. There's no comparison to having the close ratios and adding a gear vendors to it. It's the ultimate way to experience performance, as well as the driving fuel economy and the low RPM that takes care of your valve train, and a 25% to 30% increase in fuel economy. If you were to take that to Barrett Jackson and sell that Mach 1 or Torino or whatever, you know, the ultimate package is still going to be that original trans, the original heart of the car, and you know, the Gear Vendors Overdrive is what's going to modernize that, and everybody recognizes, even on our Concours event, that a Gear Vendors is not degrading the original car, and doesn't require you to cut the car up or make major changes to the car in any way, shape, or form other than typically shortening the drive shaft. For any more questions, give us a shout at 800-999-9555.
Get the overdrive, that's first over, second,